What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Tony Jefferson is trying to recruit Calais Campbell to the Chargers. Why does this move make so much sense? We got a lot of connections with Calais Campbell on this team. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go. Bolt Bros! All right, guys, once again, appreciate all the love and support. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please throw in some comments below about Calais Campbell. Your thoughts about getting Calais Campbell to the Chargers. Now, it's kind of a wild thing to think about. The guy is been a pretty solid player all throughout his career. Obviously, he's a guy that's been in the Pro Bowl multiple times. He is a guy that is an absolute force to be able to be as a defensive tackle. Currently 6'8", 307 pounds, big guy all around. Mayor of Saxonville is what he calls himself. You know, once again, going back to it, he's been an all-pro, one-time all-pro, six-time Pro Bowl. This guy is definitely one of those Hall of Fame type players. But obviously, he's been in the league since 2008. He's been around for a very, very long period of time. But he's a guy that's got 110 sacks in his career, a guy that could still perform at a very high level. If he gets signed again to 2025, he will be his 18th season in the NFL, and he'll be 39 in September. So he is up there in age, but the performance that he still goes out there with the Miami Dolphins, he still played extremely well. And he did it actually only on a $2 million contract, 1-year deal, and was a, as you could see, he was a captain on that team. Now, it's kind of crazy to think about it. You think you want to sign a 39-year-old guy to a somewhat demanding position, but this guy is an absolute force all around. I mean, even to say last year, he still did a phenomenal job. Still got, let's see here, was 5 sacks, 35 solo tackles, combined tackles of 52, 12 tackles for loss, 12 quarterback hits. Even he had 5 pass defenses too, 1 forced fumble. This guy is still a force, and he was 38 last season, 37 going 38 into last season, and played all 17 games. Even to say the last 2 seasons, he's played every single game when he was with the Falcons in 2023 and with the Dolphins in 2024. Now, where the connections come together here. 2020 to 2022, he was with the Baltimore Ravens. And even when he was there, in 2020, he had 12 starts. He had 14 starts in 2021 and 14 starts in 2022. As age gets to you, obviously things get a little weird. And, you could obviously have injury issues and everything too. But during that time in Baltimore, he still thrived. I mean, he still had, give or take, about 11 and a half sacks. He still was a guy that had multiple tackles for loss. Give or take, he is a guy that has the ability to be, as with his height, to be able to defend passes and put his hands up. I mean, a guy is 6'8". It's a big force to deal with. That's a big guy to deal with, guys. And most of the time, most centers are not really that big of dudes. And it's pretty hard to be able to defend a guy that's that big. But even at 38 and going back to when he was the Dolphins, he was still phenomenal all around. And I'll show you a little bit of tidbits about what he did per PFF. But reason why this topic is coming up is because of this slide. Now, shout out to Stephen Haglin from Guilty as Charged, basically shooting out a text to Tony Jefferson on X saying, hey, we would love to have Calais join you in Powder Blue. Just saying. And then Tony Jefferson responds, I'll text him. Let's see what he says. 6'8" inside D-line, can't go wrong with that. Now, I'm all about that, guys. I am all about that addition, getting a big body guy, a guy that could be a phenomenal force, phenomenal veteran, a guy that basically could be a great addition to that D-line and truly give us a run stopper. And I will talk more about that. But connections wise, once again, I talked about the Ravens. He played with Tony Jefferson when he was in Baltimore. Also, Deshaun Hand is a defensive tackle that we did also recently sign from the Miami Dolphins. He played with Calais Campbell. Also, Tier Tart was with the Dolphins last year too. You could kind of start seeing all these connections. So you got Tony Jefferson, you got Deshaun Hand, and you got Tier Tart. Plus, obviously, we got a lot of Ravens guys over here too with Chef Ortiz basically knowing who Calais Campbell is. So there's a lot of connections here, guys. And once again, if he goes with a 2-year contract, 1-year deal, that fits perfectly to what the Chargers have been doing this whole offseason, getting cheap, high value based type pickups to be able to extend out that salary cap to fill out this roster even more. It makes a ton of sense for this team. And I think it would be a phenomenal signing for this team in a lot of different ways. I would say one thing I would love to be able to see is a guy that is a true run stopper for this defense. And this is somebody that could really be that helpful early down type defensive tackle. A guy that could be on those first and second downs, run-based situations, short-yarded situation. He would be phenomenal. You could rotate this guy in all around. You don't have to put him as your permanent starter or anything like that. But once again, he's done great when he was even a starter for the Dolphins last year, even at his age at 38 during that time. So once again, he'll be 39 going into 2025. Now, I'm just going to emphasize one slide here from PFF. And this, to me, made me think home run signing all around it. And I can understand where Stephen Hagelin was talking about that too. Get Calais Campbell to the Chargers. It would be a great signing. So love seeing players constantly going out, trying to recruit players to their team. So now Calais Campbell, PFF, overall, 82.3, 7th in the NFL as a defensive line. I'll take it, guys. I will take it. Pass rush grade, 62.2, 52nd. I'm not going to say that's going to be his bread and butter as a player. I think he's very, very good. Obviously, he has 110 sacks as a career, which is phenomenal. But I think it's a nice addition to his game. But the bigger part of it is that run defensive grade, guys. 85.9, first in the league. Now, I look at it like this. Like, okay, so he was great at the defensive line, first in the league against run defense. Khalil Mack is very high against the run, too, also on top of that. That adds a couple players who are very elite level against the run. And I think that's a big, big thing about this team that we're really lacking. Now, I'm not saying we were horrible last year against the run. We were 14th in the league, mid-range, which you can get better. But at the same side, I think you could just add more of those guys who could be true run stoppers. We have a good, solid back end of our defense, too, that can make plays. If we could just make it harder for them to run on us, we got guys that could stop the pass behind us. I think this could make this defense a whole nother level all around. So I think it would be a slam dunk signing to be able to get a guy like Calais Campbell, even just to rotate him in and out on run situations, short yarded situations. I think it'd be a phenomenal signing for us all around. Now, I did kind of look at what the Dolphins did against the run. They were 9th in the league versus the run. So, hey, I'll take a top 10 run defense all day. Let's go. I will take that all day. And you get a guy like this who's a true veteran, a guy that's been in the league for such a long period of time, can teach, say, a Justin Aboigbe, a guy that has worked with Deshaun Hand with the Dolphins too, a guy that has been around Tier Tart, a guy that understands, I think, this defense already, because once again, Jesse Minter was with the Ravens too. The defensives kind of are the similar. Setup, similar, everything. It could be a plug-and-play situation. Obviously, if he signs up to an 18th season in the NFL, I mean, easy transition for him. I'm sure it's going to be just like no other odd, weird defense. He's going to be able to go right on in, know what to do, know his job, and know how to produce. So I want to hear from you guys on this. Calais Campbell to the Chargers. $2 million, $3 million, 1-year deal. What do you throw at him to be able to get him to the Chargers? I mean, and obviously you think about how long he's been in the league. Is he just thinking, hey, I'm ready to hang it up? It's been a lot of tread on these tires have been worn. So who knows? But I'd love to be able to hear from you in the comment below. What is your thought about the Calais Campbell potential signing and recruiting from Tony Jefferson? So you got to love seeing that, guys. So once again, like the video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. Appreciate the love and support. And once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night.